Jetstar workers to strike. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heise here. Welcome to another episode of Heise Says. Let's have a look at this article from the ABC about the Jetstar strike just before Christmas holidays. Now, I have family that work in this industry, not on the planes, but on the tarmac, dealing with a lot of the day-to-day issues of people working in the airport. And unfortunately, the conditions, well, pretty terrible. It's not directly for one of the organizations, it's through a third party. And that comes with, let's just say, less benefits and less security as other businesses. You wouldn't think, a job at an airport doing stuff there would be a contracted position, would you? So passengers booked on a flight with budget airline Jetstar could have their holiday plans disrupted, with ground crew, baggage handlers, and pilots expected to strike in the weeks leading up to Christmas and beyond. The Transport Workers Union, TWU, said on Friday that about 250 Jetstar workers in Sydney, Melbourne, Avalon, Brisbane, Cairns, and Adelaide had voted in favour of taking protected industrial action, which could include work stoppages of up to 24 hours. In addition, 650 Jetstar pilots, part of the Australian Federation of Air Pilots, have also voted to strike. The decision to strike was taken after the airline rejected demands for better employment conditions relating to pay and working hours. The TWU said the union must give the company 3 working days' notice before taking industrial action, so the earliest a strike could take place would be on Thursday. But there could be a number of short strikes in the lead-up to Christmas and beyond, it added. TWU National Secretary Michael Caine said in a statement that the vote comes amid concerns over security and safety at the airline and a warning from the union that the federal government's announcement on extra police at airports will not address security problems. Really? Security at our airports is under threat because of bad working conditions, chronic fatigue, and deliberate understaffing, Mr. Caine said. Jetstar Group Chief Executive Gareth Evans said the company had contingency plans to deal with ground staff strikes, which could mean bringing in other casual staff, but that pilot strikes could disrupt people's holiday travels. The company said it had about 380 ground crew, ranging from baggage handlers to ramp supervisors, that earn on average more than $70,000 per year, and that ground crew had been offered a 3% annual wage increase. Well, considering what wage increases or wage growth, 0.5%, and at the annual level has been below 3% for quite a while. The only rates that have been that high in the public sector. So that seems like a rather generous offer, doesn't it? Would you be happy with a 3% wage increase? Let me know in the comments, guys. When's the last time, as a small business owner, you managed to get a 3% wage increase? Mr. Evans said he was surprised the TWU pursued a protected action ballot, given that they only provided their full list of claims 2 weeks before applying to take this step. The impact of any potential industrial action by members of the TWU is likely to be minimal, as we have strong contingency plans in place, Mr. Evans added. Jetstar also locked in dispute with the pilots' union. Jetstar and the pilots' union are also in a dispute over pay, and on Friday, 650 pilots also voted to take industrial action, including strikes. AFAP Executive Director Simon Lutton said in a statement, Jetstar pilots had voted overwhelmingly in favour of industrial action, which could mean flight delays over the coming weeks. But he promised strikes would not occur in the days between Christmas and New Year. The airline has said it proposed a 3% annual wage rise for its 830 pilots nationwide, but that the union was demanding the equivalent of a 15% pay increase in the first year. Wow. Are they like insanely underpaid in the industry? Is that why they're demanding 15%? There has to be something to it. Or is the union just making insane demands? Well, when you see how much the CEO makes, they're bound to have lots of money. You know? But still, 15%, that's insane. Mr. Evans said Jetstar would do everything we can to protect the travel plans of our customers and minimize the disruption to their journeys. However, customers may face delays and cancelled flights if the union chooses to take industrial action. With less than 20 days until Christmas, we say to the union, come to the table with a reasonable offer that is fair for pilots, which also ensures the future of low-fare travel for Australians. Do not put the holiday plans of tens of thousands of Australians in doubt. Well, this is not going to win them any support. It won't win them any support. He said the union's demands would put significant pressure on the low fares our customers rely on and force us to review our investment in new aircraft, new technology, and new destinations. He noted airline captains earn on average more than $300,000 a year, and a 3% increase was consistent with our position across Qantas and Jetstar Group. So, I mean, the one thing you've got to realize is, I mean, pilots are a funny mob. They're a funny mob with regards to, you know, they're unionized. They're meant to be professionals. They have to pay a fortune to get their qualifications. And they get good money, but their conditions are pretty, well, depends. If you're doing international flights or flying over the place, the conditions aren't very good. And just think how much tax they're paying on that amount. Guys, that, you know, they're not going to be contractors. They're not going to be able to, you know, take advantage of tax systems. All they can really do is negative gear the hell out of it and hope for the best. Or let me know if you've got another suggestion. Do you know can pilots contract to these guys, to these big airlines? So we remain committed to reaching a new agreement to support the great work our pilots do every day, but not any cost. TWA says workers are struggling on low pay. Mr. Kane said Jetstar workers had taken a pay freeze in recent years, and they had expected the company would compensate them when it returned to profit. Jetstar's parent Qantas in August reported an underlying pre-tax profit of $1.3 billion for the 2019 financial year. Aside from a 4% increase in pay, other baggage handler and ground crew work demands included more rest breaks, a guaranteed 12-hour break between shifts, a commitment to engaging Jetstar employees rather than untrained casual staff, a guaranteed minimum of 30 hours a week, annual wage recognition of workers having to take on more responsibilities, and better consultation with workers. Mr. Kane said that work the Jetstar baggage handlers and ground crew do was vital to the airline's efficiency and safety operations. Now here's an interesting thing. Now, they're asking for 4% for the handlers, which is only 1% more. But what is more concerning to me is this request here. They're not even full-time workers. They're only doing 30 hours a week. That's not even full-time. Why are they asking for that? You know, are they contractors? The 12 hours break between shifts, are they on split shifts? So, you know, while they're up here, their business is framing, oh, they're on 70,000 a year, yada, yada, yada. That's still not that much these days. But do they have real jobs? Do they have real full-time jobs? What do you think, guys? Do you think that the requests of the handlers, is it fair? Is it reasonable? Sounds it. There's more to the story, but still. So Jetstar forces its workers onto part-time hours. Some are guaranteed no more than 20 hours a week, he said. The rates are low and families are struggling. They deserve to have their efforts recognized and they deserve decent jobs with fair pay that allows them to support their families. Problems at Jetstar were symptomatic of similar issues across the aviation industry, Mr. Kane said, where workers are being underpaid and forced onto part-time work. We are demanding that airports and airlines stop this downward spiral in working conditions to ensure that safety and security is the number one priority, he said. I mean, they're framing it in safety and security, but it's simply having a full-time job. Guys, what do you think? What do you think? I mean, I think this is the main issue I see here, I have with this. They've probably got split shifts all over the place. They're not getting enough hours, you know. Yeah. So, I don't feel too bad, actually, for the baggage handlers taking the fight. The pilots are, you know, I mean, they're already compensated. There must be something else going on if they're asking for equivalent 15% jump. But, you know, they're a profitable business. They want to keep their workers happy. They should. They should. But there you go. This is one of the issues, guys, you have when organizations get this big. When you got superstar CEOs so removed from reality that they're just, you know, pretty much using this as a vehicle for politics, while you've got people there who probably don't even give a damn about any of it, aren't even able to support their families. What does that tell you with the state of our economy, with the state of where things are going? Why the RBA is still constantly surprised with all their wage growth projections when people are underemployed. And we've looked at this before in other videos. The underemployment rate is a huge issue. So guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Where do you think it will head? Do you think they'll go to strike? Are you on the side of the unions or the workers? Or, no, CEOs? Mr. Joyce. Let me know. Talk about it in the comments, guys. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. If you enjoy the content, want to help us produce more, I have a Patreon where you can make a monthly donation. We have PayPal where you can make a one-off donation. We also have Amazon and eBay affiliate links where we receive a commission every time you make a purchase, and merch at the Heise website. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye for now.